Louisville was left reeling after the tragic loss of 25-year-old Caroline Reed, a beloved student and future healthcare provider whose life was cut short under deeply unsettling circumstances. The incident occurred around 7:20 p.m. on a quiet Wednesday evening in the Tyler Park neighborhood, a residential area typically untouched by violent events. What initially appeared to be a standard two-car crash quickly escalated into a much darker and more mysterious case. Emergency crews responded promptly to a crash involving a Jeep and a pickup truck at the intersection of Tyler Park Drive and Baxter Avenue. The driver of the Jeep, later identified as Caroline Reed, was immediately rushed to the University of Louisville Hospital. While the collision itself didn't raise immediate red flags, what doctors found upon her arrival would trigger a full-scale homicide investigation, an unexpected and horrifying twist that has sent shockwaves through the community. The collision that shook a community as investigators arrived on the scene, they observed that the crash appeared moderate and not out of the ordinary. No other injuries were reported, and the driver of the pickup truck did not require hospitalization. But when trauma physicians began treating Caroline, they discovered a mysterious penetrating wound that was inconsistent with the impact of the accident. This wound, unrelated to the crash itself, raised urgent questions about how it occurred and whether foul play was involved. Authorities quickly escalated the investigation, transferring the case to the Louisville Metro Police Department's LMPD Homicide Unit. Caroline was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the hospital. Since then, the incident has shifted from a routine traffic accident to a case riddled with suspicion, grief, and uncertainty. The police have remained tight-lipped on specific theories, but are pursuing every possible lead to determine how this injury happened and what role, if any, someone else played in Caroline's final moments. Unanswered questions and ongoing investigation, the nature of Caroline's wound has opened a realm of speculation, both within the investigative team and in the wider community. Was the injury sustained before the crash, suggesting that Caroline was trying to flee from an attacker? Or did someone approach the vehicle after the crash, causing her harm? Authorities are working tirelessly to trace every moment leading up to the crash, hoping to reconstruct a timeline that will shed light on the mystery. In a public plea, the LMPD has called on citizens to come forward with any information, however small it may seem. Investigators are particularly interested in dashcam footage, surveillance videos from nearby homes or businesses, or eyewitness accounts from people in the Tyler Park area that night. Anonymous tips can be submitted through the department's crime tip portal, and police are confident that even the smallest detail could be the missing piece to this disturbing puzzle. A bright future cut tragically short Caroline Reed was more than just a victim of a tragic event. She was a bright, ambitious young woman who was days away from realizing a lifelong dream. A native of Lebanon, Kentucky, Caroline was preparing to graduate from the University of Louisville School of Dentistry with her Doctor of Dental Medicine, DMD, degree. She had already completed the rigorous academic and clinical journey that comes with becoming a healthcare professional, and she was just steps away from officially joining the field she was passionate about. Her dedication to dentistry stemmed from a desire to help others, especially underserved communities. Caroline's professors and classmates spoke highly of her work ethic, her compassion for patients, and her consistent drive to improve. She had already made a name for herself in the dental school, not just through her grades, but through her willingness to support and uplift her peers. Her life was filled with purpose, and her future was brimming with potential, making the abrupt end to her story even more heartbreaking. An outpouring of love and grief in the days following her passing, tributes from friends, family, professors, and former classmates poured in across social media platforms. Caroline was remembered as someone whose kindness was effortless and genuine. She was the kind of person who always made time for others, even during the most stressful periods of her own life. One friend described her as a ray of sunshine, while another recalled her ability to make everyone feel seen, heard, and important. Others highlighted Caroline's loyalty and authenticity. She never said a bad word about anyone, said one former roommate. She was the kind of person who believed in you more than you believed in yourself. Those who knew her in childhood spoke of her infectious laugh and unwavering support, noting how she turned ordinary moments into treasured memories. Her compassion extended to animals, children, and even strangers, reflecting a rare kind of empathy that touched everyone she met. a life full of promise and passion before pursuing dentistry. Caroline had earned her undergraduate degrees in biology and chemistry from Western Kentucky University. During her college years, she was active in various student organizations and academic societies, often taking leadership roles and mentoring younger students. Her passion for science was matched only by her commitment to making a difference in people's lives, which is what ultimately led her to dental school. In addition to her academic journey, Caroline worked at WLSK Country 100.9 FM, where she brought warmth and energy to her role. Those who worked alongside her recall her enthusiasm and wit, as well as her strong sense of responsibility. She was deeply involved in her church, attended community service events regularly, and made time for family traditions despite her busy schedule. Caroline Reed was, by every measure, a shining example of what it means to live with purpose and integrity. A community in mourning, a family in pain. Caroline's death has left an immeasurable void in the lives of her parents, Jim and Sharon Reed, and her siblings, Kay and Patrick. The Reed family has been surrounded by a wave of community support, with neighbors and friends delivering food, organizing memorials, and offering heartfelt condolences. The pain they are enduring is evident, but so is the strength they have shown in honoring their daughter's legacy. Church groups, university faculty, and even former patients from dental school rotations have expressed their sorrow and shock. Many feel as though they lost not just a future doctor, but a friend, mentor, and inspiration. The outpouring of love has been overwhelming, and the Reed family continues to ask for prayers and privacy as they navigate the days ahead. Though nothing can replace what they have lost, the support from the community serves as a testament to just how many lives Caroline touched in her short time. Seeking justice, preserving her legacy as the Louisville Metro Police Department continues its investigation, one thing remains constant: Caroline Reed deserves justice. Her death has left behind too many unanswered questions, and her community remains committed to seeking the truth. While detectives work behind the scenes, Caroline's story is kept alive through the voices of those who knew and loved her. Her legacy lives on in the dental students she mentored, in the patients she would have healed, and in the endless acts of kindness she performed without fanfare. The mystery surrounding her death may not yet be solved, but what is crystal clear is the mark she left on the world. Caroline Reed was a force of light, love, and determination, and her memory will never fade. Conclusion: the tragic and suspicious death of Caroline Reed has shaken an entire community and left behind a trail of sorrow and questions. As investigators press forward, the hope remains that answers will come and justice will prevail. In the meantime, Caroline's memory lives on, in every life she touched, in every smile she inspired, and in the legacy of love and excellence she left behind. May her story continue to shine a light, and may those responsible for her death be brought to justice.